Hey friends, glad you're here. I have some more information that I want to share with you that can be very helpful that you might not know or you might need a reminder about. And that is temperature of the soil for best germination. So for my local extension office, I'm not going to say which one because I'm not divulging which city I live in. But I have a printout and I'm just going to go through it with you, and hopefully I hit something that you're like, oh, good to know because I plan on growing that. Okay, so your melons would like it to be in the 90s, the soil temperature. And this is Fahrenheit because I live in the US, but there is a range. They're good with it if it's 70 degrees to 105. So good range for you there, but they want it warm. Your turnips also want it to be pretty warm. That would be ideal for them, but they're okay. They have a massive range. They're cold hardy. They're tolerant of a frost. They're very hardy, so they're okay with 40 degrees, but they would really like 85. And they'll still germinate if it's 105. Your summer squash and your winter squash are very similar. They would prefer it in the 90s, but they'll germinate between 70 and 100, around there. They're good with that. They like it warm. Spinach does not like it very warm, up to 75, but down to 40. They'll germinate in that range. Radish is from 40 to 95, but they would like it around 80. Your peas are good with it being cool. Between 40 and 80, 70 is a sweet spot for them. Your peppers want it pretty warm. 75, 80 degrees is great for them for germinating, but they'll go between 60 and 95. They're good with that. Parsnip would like it to be about 65 degrees, but they're good with 35 to 85. Onions like it a bit warm around 75, but they're good if you do 30 to 90. Okra and eggplant want it pretty warm. They want it in the 80s, but if it's 60 to 100, they're okay with that. Now here's something super controversial. You will hear so many different things, but I'm going to tell you. Cabbage, cauliflower, and broccoli do not prefer it to be cold when you start them. They want it warm. They like a heat mat. I'm serious. And here's how I know. Extension paper, Gardner Scott, because he's a genius, and the back of a seed packet. I got some seed packets that say they want it warmer. They'll germinate if it's colder, 40, 50 degrees. They'll germinate. It'll take longer, a whole lot longer. So give them the heat if you can. So I do my peppers and my tomatoes and my brassicas on a heat mat. Everything's on a heat mat right now just because they're sharing a tray. Hope they like it, but in general, those things are really important to be on heat. Carrots are good if it's 40 to 90. They're fine. They would like it to be around 80 to germinate, but they're not picky. And beets are the same. Beans, bush beans, pole beans, whatever beans, 60 to 95 is ideal, but they prefer it to be around 80. Yeah. There's a few more on here, but I'm probably boring you at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and stop. This is a lot to type. I honestly don't know if I would type it in the description. If I can find it on the website, I'll copy and paste it, put it in the description for you. But if you don't find it in the description, I'm going to take a picture of this page and put it in my community tab so you can refer to it as well, so you can have a visual instead of just listening to me talk. In the community tab, I will put a picture of this. Can you see? Look how much information, how valuable that could be. And there's a whole other page on the back side. So it doesn't matter where you are, where you live, it doesn't matter. These apply to you. The only thing that changes is your frost date between different areas. Hold on. Look, I'm so glad I keep things. This is from Seed Savers Exchange. It has a lot of the information as far as when to plant and spacing and stuff like that, but it tells you how to save the seeds. That's like a whole different thing. Gardening has a lot of little areas in it, niches, whatever you want to call it. Starting seeds, saving seeds, harvesting, preserving, planting and growing, and flowers versus vegetables. So much. Saving seeds is one of those categories that you have to learn before you learn all those things eventually to become a well-rounded gardener. So this is valuable. This will also be in picture form on my community tab for you. So if you're going to take away anything from this, I would say make sure peppers, tomatoes, brassicas are on a heat mat. Everything else is probably going to germinate at whatever room temperature you happen to have, and they'll be fine. Some things will germinate faster if the soil is being warmed by a heat mat, though. So if you want it to be fast, get a heat mat. Sweet potatoes like it warm, too. Do you see these things? I don't know how well you can see. I started the sweet potatoes on a heat mat, and then I moved them over here. And look, they're massive. So I hope this was helpful for you. Have a wonderful day, and feel free to like and subscribe. See you later.